so right now we're going to work on the mean, the median, the mode, the mid-range, and the range. This is a lot of stuff for data collection, and when you're trying to find the middle, that could be the mean, the median, or the mid-range. The mode's the most. And so we're going to start with the mean. I tell students this is where I get mean because I want to show your work. The mean is nothing more than an average. You're going to add all the numbers together and you're going to divide by how many there are, which most students do solely in their calculator. Which is why I say I'm mean, because I tell them I need to see your work. I need to see what you're doing so that way in case you type it in incorrectly, I can give partial credit on the test. So I tell them for mean, what I want them to do is I want them to actually list out every single one being added together. All 10 of them. And then I want them to show the division and that it is divided by 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them. So you're going to divide by how many there are. Then I tell them they can go, and I already added that up prior. That's 984.4 divided by 10, which is 98.44. I tell my students that's what I want to see. I want to see everything added together divided by 10. I want to see the sum divided by 10, and then I want to see your answer. That way, just in case it gets typed in incorrectly, because it's human error, we can easily type things in incorrectly. I can give them partial credit. I can say, hey look, they knew exactly what to do. And then they typed it in wrong and got the wrong number. Or hey look, they typed it in perfectly, they just divided incorrectly. Somehow they might have typed in 1 instead of 10. Or 100 instead of 10, or some sort of other number to get an incorrect answer, and I can give them most of their credit back. The more work you show, the more your instructor can do for partial credit. So that's the mean. The mean is just a straight average. For the median, when you think of median, most people think of like the median in the roads. So if we had a road, and in the middle you would have the median and you would have your separate lanes. The median is always in the middle, right? However, if we had a road with a median in the middle and the traffic was all over the place, and maybe this lane was going up, this lane was going down, this one's up, and this one's down. Well, that median's not going to do its job. The medians kind of help prevent head-on collisions, right? It's not going to do its job if the traffic isn't in the right order. So in order to make sure that everything is working well, we want all the traffic in the correct order so that the ones going this way are going up and the ones on the other side of the median are going the opposite direction. That way the median can do its job. So for a median, the very first thing you have to do is you've got to put them in the right order. Otherwise, the median has no purpose if they're not in the right order. So you've got to look here and say, what is the smallest number we have? So I see a lot of 98s and a lot of 99. So 98.0 is going to be the smallest. 98.0, and I have 2 of them, right? 98.0. And I tell my students they've got to show me all their work. So they've got to list them out. Next, we've got 98.6, 99, 98.4s, and another 98.6. So 98.4 is going to be the smallest. 98.4, 98.4. Write every single one out, even if it's repeated. Okay, next would be 98.6. One more 98.6. And then the 99. Which I kind of brought it down a little bit because I went too low with the mean. Okay? And then you're going to try to find which one's in the middle. So a lot of people, they mark it like this and they go and they come back here and they come back there, back here, back there. And then we get kind of lost as to which one's in the middle versus which one ended. Because since we have an even number, we should have 2 in the middle. And so which 2 would that be? Would that be these 2 or these 2 or these 2? It gets a little bit complicated if you're just marking them very simply like that. So what I'm going to do, when I mark my numbers, I use 2 different marking types. That way I can keep track. So I might underline the outside ones. Then I circle the ones just on the inside of the outsides. I underline the next set. I circle the next set. That way I'm coming in evenly. And then I can easily tell, hey look, I have 2 left in the middle. And when you have multiple ones in the middle, you are going to average them out. 98.4 plus 98.4 divided by 2. If you only had 1 in the middle, you'd be done. That's your answer. But because we have 2 things in the middle, we have to average them. And because they are the same thing, it happens to average out to itself. Okay. So this is the mean where we added them all and divided by how many there were. It's the mean. This is the median, because we lined them up in order and found the middle. For the mode, there's not much work you can show. The mode wants to know what's the most. What number appeared the most? So we have 98.0 appeared twice. 98.4 was 4 times. 98.6 was 3 times, and 99 was 0. So which one appeared the most? It's the 98.4. Okay, so that's the one that appeared the most number of times. There's not terrifyingly much work you can show with that one. It's just which one appears the most. So the next is the mid-range. So notice we have mid-range and we have range. Some classes will use all 5 of these. Some classes won't do mid-range. So that's going to depend on what your class does. So I'm going to show it here for those students that do use mid-range. And then if your class does not, just keep in mind, you may not use mid-range. Mid-range has a very specific formula. It's the low value plus the high value, that is a plus sign, divided by 2. You are averaging the lowest and the highest. So look at your median, because that's where we have them ordered. My lowest value is 98.0. My highest is 99.0. And I'm going to divide that by 2. So I'm going to take my calculator. 98.0 plus 99.0 divided by 2. 98.5. That would be your mid-range. So if it helps, like that. Mode just had its own little part. And there's your mean. Okay. The last one we have is your range. Range is going to be the highest value minus the lowest value. So my highest value was 99. And my lowest value was 98. And I tell my students on mid-range and range, I want to see the formula with nothing plugged in. Then I want to see the formula plugged in with no math done. Then I want to see your answer. So I tell them I want 3 parts to that. So the mean, you add everything together and divide by 10. Just show your work, write it all out, write the sum out, and then write the answer out. For the median, if you don't line them up in order, it's not going to work. Think of traffic. The median only works in the middle of traffic if the traffic is in the right order and you have the people going north on one side and the people going south on the other. If you have people going north and south over here and north and south over here, it's not going to help any. The mode is the most. Which number appeared the most? Mid-range is low plus high divided by 2, so add, you're just averaging the lowest and the highest. And the range is high minus low. Okay? So those are the most common types of data collections.